Hey guys, on here. Welcome back for episode 7 of The Fall of the House of Usher. We're about to dive into the penultimate episode of this season. Only one Usher child remains, and that is Frederick. And oh my goodness, he's really taking things out on his wife for what had happened and transpired, unbeknownst to him and his family. Ooh, I'm not looking forward to seeing how that whole thing plays out. But Roderick and Madeline have gotten even closer to kind of figuring out what exactly or who exactly, I mean, either might work at this point, is pulling the strings behind all of this tragedy. Everything seems to be pointing back to a particular night on 1980 when they both went to that bar. That bartender kind of raised some questions. Apparently there's a conversation that they all had that we have not had revealed yet either. There's a whole story that night, as we still don't know what brought them into that bar to begin with. That bar seemingly to this day doesn't exist or hasn't ever existed. So lots of fun questions that are boiling up to the surface after all of this. So let's go ahead and hop in. If you want to see the full-length reaction, check it out over on Patreon, or if you've got a memorable channel, get you access as well. It's a watch-along format, so you will need your own footage to sync up with the time codes for a reaction to the entire episode. Over there, you also get to suggest and vote on what movies to react to each month. We got monthly Q&As, behind-the-scenes footage, and trying to make it worth your while, so you're going to support the channel. But guys, I'd really appreciate it if you enjoyed this reaction to leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already, because it really does help these videos out over here. And a huge thank you to the team over at Prepper for helping edit down these highlights for YouTube. Thank you guys so much. And with that all sent down the way, let's hop into The Pit and the Pendulum. Here we go. Oh no, is this our pendulum?
How about this one? No. And so on more forms. Why might someone forge your signature on the CFC form?
Objections. Speculation.
I'd like your word that when it's done, we can count on your help.
Of course, and I mean, there's so
I
much
would
else.
like your word.
How about you? You got some luck at home?
Think so. I'm never there, so who can say?
Yeah.
Got good people at home who love us. Anyway, let's not let them down. Let's make this one worth it.
Let's go.
What malfunctioned with me back then to make me trust you? And I figured it out. It was her. I trusted her, so I trusted you. Don't you ever get tired of hearing yourself talk? Can't imagine how she hung on so long, frankly. I say to people all the time, there's no such thing as a good usher.
That's true.
Annabelle Lee Usher, the only good usher, and you chased her away.
Wrong. My granddaughter, Lenore.
Yeah.
All the best of Annabelle Lee without the broken heart.
Well, about that now. Their mother, about to be your father. We'll see about that.
What about the launch? You were in the room.
We had 10 people at the launch.
And not one of them could stop this woman from leaving the building?
Is Madeline not going to say anything about her disappearing in her hands?
I had my hands on her
There we go.
like cold steel.
Stop it. Stop it. Shut up. Think like professionals for a goddamn minute, please.
So even though this is his memory, Madeline did say that this happened to them. So he is recalling that. That's not his memory or account, that's hers.
You tell them that if I'm in the chair, I take this company into the future, leave all of this behind us. The whole rotten legacy goes out with Roderick, and we rebrand as a tech company.
Good
Imagine
God.
they find that appealing.
I imagine they would.
Ooh.
And I imagine this isn't easy for you.
It's the hardest thing I've ever had to say out loud.
She doesn't want to actually throw her brother under the bus. What did you... Wow, you sicko. Good God. It's not changing her dressings. She's still never seen a single health professional since being home. I don't know that any of these devices are even on. I think they are just for show, except maybe the oxygen.
It matters because if I can't count on you to do the building, then I can't count on you for the little things, which means I can't count on you for the big things, and I have to count on you, Freddy.
God damn, man. He is intense.
The board's swinging?
They haven't called you yet. They're all gone, and it's all about to fall apart. So I need to count on you.
He's the swing vote. The pendulum.
For the symptoms you're describing, your husband would probably say upping the dose would smooth you over.
I'm asking you. I'm on what, 2,000 milligrams of Fligadone a day?
Jesus Christ.
So tell me, how do I get off this perfectly safe, non-addictive drug?
Very, very slowly.
I see.
Wow.
And the Jersey boys listen to me. Yes, I will be there. I want to see that building come down.
Do you hear how fast he changed his tune?
Jesus, man.
One of the first things he taught us.
No, murder, no.
If you want to test the bond, you don't have to be a tyrant. But if you don't want to be consistently cruel, then you have to be sufficiently brutal at least once to establish authority.
Is this what he's doing? Is this what he's about? What is...
You smile. I don't want to be consistently cruel. That's not me. Let's do this once. Let's do it fast. And let's do it quiet.
Is he gonna pull her teeth? Yep. Oh, and he put it in the Altoids can.
I've got another house to put into order.
Oh my God, dude. Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, he was the kitten in the group too. What the hell just happened?
The doctors. Everyone you promised would
When
be
you're
here.
at school, they come here a lot of the time.
You're not right, Dad. You smell like shit and you look like shit and you're acting weird.
Stop! Stop it! Stop fucking! If anybody spoke to me like this, there would be repercussions. You do not get a free pass because you are my daughter.
Oh my God, dude. He's losing it. He's lost it. He's not losing it. He's lost it.
Your mother is resting, and you will leave her alone while I'm gone, and I will deal with you later when I get back.
And this power trip on top of it is just churning and growing and riling him up. Not just the way this makes him feel, but the power he's presiding and pushing over her, something he's never really had in the family, and now he's actually next in line. Like, he will be his father regardless of whatever happens at this point. And that power's getting to his head.
I don't know what you're playing out with me tonight, but I've just about had enough.
We're almost there, Augie.
No.
Please, sit down.
Why you're dragging this out, why the cat and mouse, and I know the answer. You're getting something out of it.
It's not like that.
And if you're getting something out of it, whatever it is, I don't have to give it to you.
Please.
Good night, Roderick. And
What's about to happen?
You'll have me on murder. That's where we're going. You'll have me dead to rights on murder. More than one.
Damn.
Actually.
And here's where I stop in my tracks, slowly return to the chair, sit down, and start the recorder again.
It'd be nice.
I'm so fucking nervous right now, dude.
We've been here before, you and me, right here. In fact...
Oh my God, you motherfucker. Pendulum piece of shit. God.
No, what happens now, you start talking. And then all of a sudden, I spot a little hint of Freddy, but I try to ignore it because you can't see him. And then he manages to get a good jolt in there for my benefit while you look at me like I'm insane. I'm not insane. And while Catasol is no picnic, it certainly isn't this.
Wow, they just deconstructed every episode in every one of these sequences. So how is it gonna change though?
Freddy is gonna peek up from behind the chair and show off his C-section scar.
Oh, whoa. Oh, this is... A different tactic.
Daddy.
No, he's not. That is Freddy. Oh, wow.
Ready to see his daddy be a hero.
I was gonna say, is like, how does this deteriorate? Oh, he got sliced in half.
Yeah.
Wow.
We agreed that you guys were gonna stay at home.
They're like, you're used to our shtick by now. Let's throw a little
Stay at home.
Hey.
curveball into the mix.
You ready? Yeah.
Probably gonna need to get a full.
You got this?
Yeah. I got this.
I think this is also the longest we've gone without seeing Carla at this point, too.
Anything strike you as unusual about that document?
Objection.
Not particularly, no. I mean, just the fact that it's here. These are confidential. These are property of the company.
Oh, whoa.
Have you ever signed as a witness on a CFC?
Yes, I have.
And is this your signature?
Yes, it is.
What the hell is the play?
Yep. That too, that's mine.
To be clear, you're telling us that you were aware of
What
and
the
signed
fuck?
this form?
What was the point of dragging him along?
Yes.
Objection.
He's your witness, Pam.
What the fuck?
Mr. Usher, did Rufus Griswold at any time exert any pressure on you, written or verbal, to sign or falsify documents?
No.
Has he spoken to you at all about today's deposition?
Wow.
Your man there wouldn't leave us alone. He stopped by my home on multiple occasions.
Oh, wow.
Privacy that he would do me the kindness of letting my family be in peace. Frankly, I didn't want to use this word, but the treatment of my family in the name of whatever vendetta.
Oh my God. He nuked him, man. What? I don't understand. Why the long con like that?
Your husband's under arrest for perjury.
Perjury.
What?
I told you to stay at home.
Roderick.
Don't say a word.
What's the play? I'm so confused.
Roderick was gonna do the right thing. He was gonna be a hero. That's what I told my children. He did the right thing, you simpleton. There is one name on the mind of every board member, investor, and
Griswold is going to take the fall for this misstep.
he is a hero.
Oh no, or they're going to hold him up for doing what he just did.
You are so small, Madeline. Your baby's crying.
Wow. The only decent Usher, as they say. She probably lost all faith in who she thought Roderick was that day, too. That he would do something so underhanded, so cold and manipulative for gain. Like, she wanted him to do right. If they were, it was going to be... Well?
That isn't you. And frankly, I think you've forgotten what I am.
Fine then. I want to renegotiate.
You can't.
Why not?
The ink is dry.
For him or for me?
Wow.
You know what I have done. You know who I am.
You're a collection of impeccable, elaborate masks in orbit of a stunted heart. That was cruel. I apologize. Yes. I know who you are. You find a hurdle, you jump it or dismantle it. You find a locked door, you pry it open.
Wow.
It's not addictive. But if you try to get off it, you can expect mood changes and sleep changes and physical changes, flu symptoms and nausea.
Oh my God.
Dilated pupils, blurry vision, shivering.
Withdrawals.
All soaked with feelings of absolute desperation and dread.
It's basically the closest analogy I can think of is a fish being pulled out of water, only at least the fish gets to die.
Oh my God.
I thought that you loved me.
You are a miracle.
He loves the idea of what you represent.
So I will take 3 years of hell over a lifetime with you. Easy.
Go for it. Yes.
Lo, death has reared himself a throne in a strange city, lying alone, far down within the dim west, where the good and the bad and the worst and the best have gone to their eternal rest. Resignedly beneath the sky, the melancholy waters lie. But lo, a stir is in the air.
Oh, wow.
There is a movement there. The waves have now...
Finally, somebody's gonna help here.
I thought you were offering clarity.
Let it steep a moment. It'll come to you.
Oof. Wicked.
Freddie, hey,
She likes to bear witness. She makes deals, she makes offers, and she can see the choices and the directions you make, regardless of which you take. So that's why she always stands there to, like, give them the choice of which way to go.
Then I'll give you an all-clear signal, and you can do whatever you do, okay? Sake, have a little patience.
Oh. Uh-oh, this is going to finally bite him in the ass, dude. One could say all of this started because he just never destroyed this place like he was supposed to. This place shouldn't have been here for any of this to transpire. That doesn't automatically make it his fault, but, like, directly. But goddamn, think about that, though.
One last thing to say to you. Rest in peace, face.
Oh God, what's about to happen?
At least close your pants. Otherwise it's just, well, it's humiliating enough, isn't it?
Now he's paralyzed. Oh, wow.
More.
That's what happened when he was on the phone. She can do what I said. Ooh. That payback.
At 8 p.m. tonight, that building is coming down, or else I'm gonna come.
He mixed in some of what he had been giving her into his magic little powder.
I don't normally like to get my hands this dirty, but honey, you earned it.
All clear. Start the music.
Wow.
Swing it.
Here comes the pendulum, buddy. No rescue for you, though.
That's the funniest part. That's what you were gonna be in the other life. You would have been a dentist.
Wow.
And a pretty good one. And I don't know, I guess that made what you did feel.
Is she fucking God? What is she?
I'm finally here. The cool thing is, like, nobody gets to see this. From this vantage point, anyway.
Or she could still be death. Consequence, witness. I don't know right now, man. Oh, are you fucking kidding me?
I could have done this just about any way I wanted to. You could have had a heart attack in your car. Would have teed that up nicely. Could have been hit by a bus.
But then you had to bring her home.
Oh, yeah.
Had to grab the pliers.
He made her mad, like, actually.
You only ever wanted to be loved by him. You only ever wanted his approval. And it's still no excuse.
Yeah. Those were still his choices. Oh my God. Wow. He made that bed, man. He made that bed.
Freddy's dead. That means there's just us left. You remember.
And he didn't get to swing his vote.
You have to take them all at once, because if you stop, it can hurt, as you well know. But if you take it fast, you won't feel it.
Wow.
You are saving us all.
Well, clearly this didn't happen. Now she hears it. I'm gonna get shit on here real quick. I'm just gonna have my heart exploded, am I not? Oh. Wow, she's like, nope, this is not your time.
Can't let you out that easy. Hello again.
What the?
Handsome.
Oh my God. All right, well, I guess we got the last episode to go. We got to get all the things out on the table. Dude, Frederick, though, the one they all just made fun of, like, again, like anybody else kind of treated that way, there's a rebound effect. You can go one of two ways a lot of the time. And it kind of boils down to like how everything plays out with this entity who can see the outcome. See what you could have been had you made the other choice. If she had she actually didn't, I don't think she said what, did she say what Madeline would have become? She said she would have became great. Like she would have done great things or whatever. Roderick would have become a poet. Freddie would have become a dentist, which would have been a humble, like it would still be a pretty well-off life. Not like this, but like there's respect to be had in that. And his father might not be making a lot of money, but maybe he'd be happy. Who knows what Madeline would have ended up doing. Did they both make a deal with her? Madeline just came to him and tried to get him to check out by himself, saying that if he does this, it'll save everybody. There's no one left to save except her. To save it all, he would have to check out. But she said they can't. They made a deal together, I guess, that if they entered the world together, they would leave it together. But then she straight up didn't. I might have misunderstood something in that exchange, but I just hold on. I want to go back to that.
Into the world together, out of the world together, or there is no deal. That's what she said.
Into the world together, out of the world together, or there is no deal. So if one of them dies without the other, does that sever the deal? That's the only way I read that. But I just want to know what their deal was. What was the terms? But she can see these branched outcomes. And every time she's appeared before any of these family members, like she gives them a chance, a choice, a moment to reflect, to understand, again, she gives them the opportunity to go a different way, to step off the path that they are on and make a different choice. Hell no, with Freddie though, like she was like, I was patient with you, I was all these things, but then you had to bring her home. And I don't like to get my hands dirty. I don't like to really get a little too hands-on, but that irked her, like to the point where she was like, all right, I am now in this moment, I'm going to take over him. And he's going to scoop some of that into his magic little powder he's been sniffing all this time. And he's going to get what's his. And then she mimicked him, gave the signal to collapse the building to bring it all down on him. The building he was supposed to have destroyed before the show's timeline even began. These buildings shouldn't have been here. It was his job to dispose of these buildings. Had this building not even been here, Prospero wouldn't have had a place to put that party, to play into that. None of those that trickle effect would not have happened. The domino effect of it wouldn't have happened. This doesn't take any of the fault off of Morel for going to the party, for doing what she was going to do. And she did stay, but regardless, I don't care. She doesn't deserve this mess. This is crazy, because again, regardless of the fact that she lied, she went out there and, she didn't do anything. Again, like I said, had things not went the way they were, I think she probably would have, though. She probably would have made those moves. Regardless, I don't think any of that warrants at all the measures that Freddy has taken here, man. He's gone off the deep end. That is some twisted, messed up shit. Like, I don't care. Fuck that. But yeah, he made his bed. But what she did here and what she's done a few times, that does go back to show that she could interfere, she could directly influence. And I think that's what happened with Vic too in that moment when she was snapped, when she was vulnerable. There was that moment when Roderick entered the room that she started talking at Roderick. She wasn't speaking as if she was Vic. So I think that's another instance there, but I think Verna was just using her to talk at Roderick, again, to get the message across. And then she let it go and things just played out the way they were going to play out regardless. It's just a really interesting thing, man. Wow. And she's there to witness. So maybe what the pictures were, all these people, they had made deals with her in one way or the other. And she's there to observe the outcomes of those deals, or to get her end of whatever the deal was. Maybe all those people in those photos, again, I don't remember all of their paths. We know some of them clearly are still alive to this day. So like whatever happened, maybe the inclination or the implication is that they made a deal, like Zuckerberg, Bill Gates made deals with this entity, and that's how they rose into the position that they were at. So whatever deal they made got them their wealth, their power, and all of that. They weren't just beset by this endless tragedy. Probably a little here and there. Again, I don't know the details, the ins and outs of their lives intimately, but I like a complete collapse of the family. I'm pretty sure I would have heard about that, but what do I know? I don't know enough. But I think that's the implication, but then that just goes to beg the question still, because I don't think it's death at this point. I don't think she is death, like I've been thinking all this time, and I don't think she's consequence either, or some kind of being of consequence. Obviously, their choices, their decisions, their deals come with consequences. She can manipulate events, she can make deals to give people lives they want. I'm like borderline on the side that is she God? I don't know. I wouldn't say she's the devil or anything like that, or a demon necessarily, because she's got a conscience. She's, got compassion to some extent, empathy even. So like, I'm just so confused on what exactly she is. What deal did they make to get this power? And then going back to the humbling way that they could have gotten back at Fortunato, when they were working with August, that the whole thing, everything they were working upon to bring down Griswold, to bring down Fortunato for forging his signature onto these documents and all this stuff, and then for them to go into that hearing, and for him to just drop it and put it all on August and say, yeah, I signed these. These are mine. That's my signature. Go the whole 180 from what we have been set up to believe they were going to do. Completely ruin and tank him. Because I was thinking, like they talked about, like there was something in their past that really brought them down. Like he said, you almost drug me through the dirt, at one point. And that was how he did it. He fucking wrecked him right there. I don't know exactly the play there, other than the fact that he's going to be rewarded for being the company man at the end of the day, going into that hearing and playing by their rules and showing that he's a team player. And then they got something else on the outside. Madeline knew he was going to do this. She knew what Roderick was going to go in there and do. August didn't. Annabelle didn't. And that was the moment where Annabelle was like, you are not the man I thought I married. Which goes back to that the history repeats itself, because June here did the exact same thing when she even brings up the idea of weaning herself off of this painkiller, that he's just like tries to gaslight her into not doing it. And the only reason he seems to have loved her at all was because she was like the ultimate like proof that his thing can work. And then he equated himself to Frankenstein and her the monster. Like, God, what the hell? What a dick. What happened, man? Like we've seen what happened. It's the corruption of power and the quest of it. And honestly, it's almost as if Madeline, like he's kind of just like a puppy and a puppet throughout this entire thing. Madeline always pulling the strings from when they were children to now. She's always been the pragmatic, analytical, thoughtful one who's just, how do we get around this situation? And he's the one, like she said, he likes to tackle these problems head on, and she likes to come at it from the sides. It's just, So on top of that, they make this power play to throw down August. We still don't know what they did. There's something ringing in that wall. I still think that's at the basement of the Fortunato building. I haven't been completely clear about where that is, but that's always been my guess, is the base of Fortunato. Something ringing in that wall. She heard it this time, and we still don't know, what was on her fingers. She's always wearing gloves, and that one time when she thought she grabbed Vernum, she dissipated. Her hands had that soot, that whatever that was on her hands that were there that night when they went into that bar after whatever they did, that they needed that bar to be an alibi. Like, it just makes me think they probably also killed Griswold, and using that whole thing that gives them the power and the prestige of the board to probably take and fill his place, given what all had happened and transpired. Is that how this all is going to interconnect? I don't know, but we'll find out in the next episode, man. I like that this one too acknowledged that they were kind of having they were kind of building a formula with the conversations between him and Dupin in there, and then he acknowledged it. Hey, this is the point of the story where I get jump scared by one of my kids, you think I'm crazy, we have a little thing and we move on, and then it didn't happen. I had a subtle thing, and he was just like, oh, the pendulum, the clock, do you hear that? That's just Freddy coming. He'll be popping up anytime soon. And then he did, but slow, steady, no jump scare, no stinger, no nothing, but just young child Freddy, corrupted by his father and destroyed by his choices, with his old wife there, Annabelle Lee, all the same as he held him as he falls apart in his arms. A subtle mental punishment for himself. And still, we heard the banging again, this time in the basement. He still says it's Madeline, he says he's down there. And after this little play, this little game of the two of them, they gotta leave this world together. It's the plan, it's the play. I think that's the first inclination or implication that they are twins. They came into this world together. That's the first, it's kind of been hinted at or alluded to in this that I can recall. In the actual story, The Fall of the House of Usher, they are twins, because there's a couple things that haven't happened yet that I think are gonna happen. So I don't know, man. Especially after that whole, like, she tried to talk him into himself for her survival, for their survival. I don't want to go into too many details for anybody that hasn't read the tale, so I'm not going to say what I think is going on in the basement, but I can't wait to see what happens in the next episode, so we're going to go ahead and jump into it, guys. So we're going to cut this one off here, and I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think? What are your interpretations of all of this? Who or what do you think Verna is by this point with all this kind of new supplementary information that we got, her interactions, her interventions throughout the episode here? I'd love to hear what you guys think. So sound off the comments and let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Hope you enjoyed the reaction. If you did, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already. Or if you want to see the full length reaction, check it out over on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, gets you access as well. And speaking of before you go, I want to shout out our channel legends: Manny Share, Ryan Karen, York Scott, Margaret Grace, Melito, Robert Anguiano, Jeffrey Hale, Jake Cantrell, Eric Official, Amy Becca, and Casey Wood. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. And that's it for this video, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everybody.